welcome.
Hey,
Wednesday.
guys.
We the people
Hi, everyone.
unite. I still got the drums in there.
I heard them.
I still got the percussion. I'm big on percussion. Let me get Instagram going here and we will get things going. If you're in the chat, let us know that you're here. You know, we love to talk with you. Let us know if you're new and where you are watching us from. So how's everybody on this fine Wednesday?
Living the dream. Can't wait for the Obama Center to open up.
Oh,
He moved it to Thursday.
Yeah, New York Knicks, world champion, and their parade.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. Mm-hmm. But the main thing, again, I like to look at kind of the patterns when we look at all these news stories. And it seems like we're dealing with now the Trump MO of breaking it and blaming someone else for the damage and then taking credit for trying to fix it. Seems like that's kind of a theme. And then that's exactly what we're seeing with this Iran deal. As we all know, the Obama administration had a detailed, verifiable nuclear agreement in place with inspections, enrichment limits, stockpile limits, and international partners at the table. Very smart people at the table. Trump tore that deal up in 2018, called it weak, and walked away. Now, years later, after more instability, more conflict that we started, more uncertainty, we're being told that this new Trump framework is some kind of breakthrough. But here's the question. Is it leadership to rebuild, to rebuild the guardrail that you ripped out yourself?
No.
Right? I mean, that's ridiculous. So we're going to take a look at that. And then there's reports, I don't know if you've all heard, Gavin Newsom did a briefing, was it yesterday or day before, that the DOJ is investigating him and his wife. Mm-hmm. So there's allegations around taxpayer funded. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is. But then, in addition to that, we're going to talk about Kash Patel. He keeps coming up in the news around these taxpayer-funded loyalty bonuses. Have you all heard about that?
Yes.
So, you know, it just keeps going. And of course, we have the midterm watch. We'll talk a little bit about that. So enough of me talking. Let's see where we're going to start today. Let's start with this Iran deal and see really what it's all about, because I do have a little bit of a comparison that I'll share with you about what the differences are.
And Iran have reached a framework to end the fighting. A signing is set for this Friday, and what needs to be worked out before then, what they're actually agreeing to, in what timeline and what's left to be worked out, is a very big question. Joining me right now is CNN's senior military analyst, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, Admiral James Stavridis. It's good to have you here on a day where there's some answers and a lot more questions. Admiral, can you characterize this moment for us in your mind? Like, how close are they to ending the war, do you think?
I think it's like a car kind of chugging down the highway. It's been moving in this direction, Kate. You and I have discussed it over the last couple of months. We always kind of felt there was a 65% chance we'd get to an agreement. Here we are. So car is chugging along. Here's the bad news. There's a lot of sand in the gears. You mentioned a couple of them, but tactically, I'll add another one, which is the mines. How many mines are in the strait? When do they get cleared? Who is going to clear them? Are there going to be escorts for those ships? Those are tactical concerns, very real, believe me, to the mariners who are going to be asked to sail through the straits. And then secondly, operationally, as you mentioned, it's Israel, Lebanon, Hezbollah, that deadly triangle, very much unfinished business, certainly in the minds of the Israelis. So that's operational. And then strategically, it's the nuclear material, as President Trump calls it, the nuclear dust That's hardly dust. It's 1,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium, and there's no clear path to get that out of the country. So Carr is still chugging, finish line ahead of us. Will we get there? I still think it's a 2 and 3 chance, but a lot of sand in the gears.
Let's go back to the tactical, because I was going to ask you, I was kind of in my mind thinking it was like logistics, like how challenging, or maybe think about it this way, how quickly can the Strait of Hormuz truly reopen safely and fully to give the confidence, not just in statements, but just to give the confidence of the companies and the shippers and the people who are going to be traveling through the strait that they can?
We say in the military, and you put your finger on it, the amateurs are talking about all the war fighting and the missiles. The professionals are talking about logistics, meaning your point, we've got to clear the strait to a level of confidence for these mariners. As you know, I've been through this strait close to 100 times. And it's tough navigation without all the missiles and the mines and the small boats. So to answer the question, I think it's probably not months and months, but it's certainly weeks and weeks. Here's something to watch. The president is about to land for the G7 in Europe. Can he get the Europeans on task here? I hope so. Europe ought to step up and participate with the U.S. in at least this phase of the operation. I think they will. Look for European minesweepers to help do that. It'll still take weeks before those mariners are fully confident in the strait.
Okay. So, I don't know. Do we have a deal? I don't know. Seems sketchy to me.
Yeah, until something's signed, and and we don't have Israel bombing Iran, because it seems every time we get close to a peace deal, Israel's bombing someone, or some city in Iran. I won't believe it.
Or Lebanon, still.
Yeah.
I thought they signed it via DocuSign. That's what Lawrence O'Donnell was saying. That there was a DocuSign
and AutoPen.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
They electronically signed it already, and they're supposed to be having this formal ceremony on Friday to show off a piece of paper that pretty much says we lost the war, and we're going to have to spend more money, give Iran money. Let's see, we're going to open up the strait, which wouldn't have been closed had we not been there in the first place. So I ask you, was that the deal of the century or what?
Yeah, there's a lot of...
No, Momo, the art of the deal.
The art.
Well, isn't it true when I hear that Obama already put these things in place much better than what Trump is going to do? And of course he started the war, Trump.
Well, aside from the strait opening, what are we getting except another huge addition to the deficit?
Huge bill.
What is it?
Huge bill.
800 billion or something? How much is it?
Well, we spent like 80 billion on the war, and then there's another 300 billion that's going to be going in after that. And then now they can sell their oil. So I just pulled this to put together about the differences. So just as a reminder that the Obama administration had put together a very formal multilateral nuclear agreement, US plus UK, France, Germany, Russia, China, EU. The goal was to block Iran's path to nuclear weapon. They had an enrichment cap. They had a stockpile cap, centrifuge reduced. They had inspections, and sanctions relief was tied to the compliance of this. That's the deal that Trump threw out in 2018. So what do we really have now? We have a preliminary ceasefire and peace framework, broader than nuclear, shipping, sanctions, regional stability. Public details remain limited. We don't know. Iran says it will not produce or acquire nuclear weapons. Nothing's been signed yet. Nuclear status quo while talks continue, sanction waivers, asset relief under discussion, future final deal still being negotiated. So not yet as detailed, obviously, as the agreement that we already had in place. And why? We all know, because it had Obama's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the whole reason he threw it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It does feel like.
Would you want anybody to know you're that jealous of someone? I mean, because that's all it is admitting that he's better than I am. He's better than I am. And he is better than you are.
Interesting what Angry Army Vet has stated in her chat.
You gonna read it?
It's not real. Bombay Route, June 14. Whatever this toilet paper agreement is, it won't last, unfortunately. Yeah.
There you go, Angry.
Isn't the agreement just to like spend more time putting an agreement together? Isn't that what they're agreeing upon? Or am I missing something here?
Well, it's supposed to be a ceasefire, right?
Well, that part, yeah, I guess, but we'll see.
And an agreement, and I heard something today, and I haven't verified it, that there's talk of applying a toll to going through the strait.
Yeah, well, Iran's been saying that it's not going to be free.
Right. So what happened to international water, free trade, all of that stuff has kind of gone out the window. We spent a lot of money to get nowhere, or to go backwards, in my mind.
I've seen a lot of seniors back in the workforce when I'm out and about, because this economy costs too much. I mean, you go buy 5 things and you spent $50, at least $10 each, $50.
Yeah. And of course, we heard there's talks about them reducing Social Security next year.
Yeah, because he got his money.
Right. So let's hear a little bit from President Obama.
The agreement that arises is going to be significantly different, or a significant improvement from the deal that we had in the first place.
Is there a sense that many Israelis in and outside the government actually agree with Mr. Obama? This is likely to be just like the old deal, which Israel didn't like the first time around?
I think that's sort of dawning on the Israeli public and Israeli politicians. We've even seen some of the pro-Netanyahu right-wing media start criticizing not only the deal, but also President Donald Trump as well, which would have been unthinkable just a few months ago or just a few weeks ago during the war. And you're exactly right to point out what this is, Becky. All this memorandum of understanding is an attempt to reset the situation in the Strait of Hormuz to what it was before the war. There are no promises that we're aware of on the highly enriched uranium or Iran's nuclear program or its ballistic missiles or proxies here. We need to wait to see what's in the deal, and certainly Trump could help us by releasing the text of the MOU. But all this really is right now is talks about talks as they try to reset the Strait of Hormuz to what it was before. It's also worth pointing out that Trump has repeatedly boasted about Iran not having a nuclear weapon under his agreement. Well, if you look at the language of the Iran nuclear deal under former President Barack Obama, the JCPOA, that's provision 3 under the preamble and general provisions that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. This isn't some new thing that Trump has discovered. It is exactly what was in the Obama era nuclear deal.
In the whole history of the
Yeah. So I don't know. The whole thing is baffling to me still. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's the chart of the deal. I mean, we should write a book.
That's why we don't have anything to say, because he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything but ruin a lot of people's lives. And now you get J.D. Vance talking about, you know, oh, well, I'm really just trying to sell a book. We know. He was on The View with all of those lies. I'm like, you're not trying to help us as a country. Why would we want to vote for you in 2028? And then Elon Musk talking about, well, he knew 5 hours before the election was over that Donald Trump had won. I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
I could not believe that Vance said, "Oh, I'm only here to sell my book."
He knows he's not popular. He knows he has no chance in 2028.
What an idiot.
So now it's, you know, bide his time. But what we did get is more debt. We have used up a lot of our arsenal, right? We've spent so much money on this and gained nothing. That's why you have to, there's no strategy, right? Everything's transactional. Talking about the art of the deal with him, everything is transactional. There's no thought going into this. There's no strategy going into this. And of course, now we have to clean up the mess financially. It's going to take decades. So.
But are the elections fixed forever? He said we're not going to have to vote again. Are the machines already ruined?
We'll find out, right?
We don't know that. But
we have to vote in such a large number that it can't happen.
Yeah. Exactly, and that's what Timothy Snyder's saying.
Bill Ryan, I haven't
right?
seen it.
On Tyranny, the writer of On Tyranny, it has to be such a big turnout and such a big win that there is no question. So they talked about, well, what are your thoughts on the comment about that our European allies need to be involved in this last part of this? Did you see this nice picture of him at the G7?
I didn't.
When he was walking the other way, when everybody's going to the left and he's going to the right.
Well, it's like he's
about talk this dumb man.
Did he push anybody out of the way? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, he pushed him the last time. So would you join us? I wouldn't. If it were me, I wouldn't.
No. Well,
you messed it up. You fix it.
We've talked about it before. NATO is a defensive strategy that we come to each other's aid in a time of war where we have to protect ourselves, not when we are the aggressor. And I don't know about you, but I never in my lifetime thought that we would be the aggressor in this type of war.
I never thought, no.
Yeah, wasn't it Hegseth, I think, who said something to the effect of, when someone asked him, wasn't this the same deal? It's like, yeah, basically the same deal, but we accomplished it through strength. It's like, what is that supposed to mean?
But it's not the same deal. It's a worse deal.
But it's not the same deal.
No.
And I'm sorry, strength is not what they think it is, right? Diplomacy is the way that we have always gone about, or that we've tried. We've never been perfect. You know, we can go there, but.
Well, I don't understand where all these Republicans are and all these MAGA people, where they're getting all their money to sustain their lifestyle, and this has not affected them.
From us?
Where do they think the country's getting all this money? Haven't they realized, hasn't the inflation taken the toll on them? The price of gas, all of the services we've already lost, such as Board of Education and a lot of the other benefits that have been going away as an aside.
The benefits not going away, they're taking our money.
Right. And how come, I don't understand, like, where is everybody?
I don't understand that part either. That's what I don't understand, why more people haven't shouted out. But it's going to be worse. It's just going to get worse and worse. And
yeah, I don't know either. Maybe it's, well, we talked about too that, you know, there's that 30 some odd % that are always going to be the loyalist. And they won't admit if their lives have been turned upside down. And I think that's what we've seen because the cult won't. That's
But
just the nature of
do
the
you
cult.
hate that bad? Is racism that awful?
Yeah.
I mean, you talk to your white fellow people. I don't have no white fellow people, but I got some white friends. Now, don't get me wrong, but I do have some white friends, you know. But I'm saying, you know,
I consider you my friend.
and I consider you my friend. And I'm just saying, though, that the people that you interact with, you know, I mean, do you really have serious conversations with them and saying, why do you hate us so much?
I don't know any MAGA.
Oh, I do.
I do.
Well, that's
I had conversations this afternoon about a third party. A friend of mine from I used to work with called, and we were talking about someone else. Like, why does he hate Black people so much? Why does he hate? Like, we're trying to figure out because he's friends with gay people, he's friends with Black people, everybody. He just talks such shit all the time. And where does this come from? The upbringing? Was that the grandfather? Like, nobody really knows, but he just runs at the mouth, and it's inappropriate at every level. And so everybody's been kind of shutting him down and avoiding him and not inviting him places. He's getting all upset, and people are like, well, because you don't shut your mouth, and we don't want to hear your rhetoric anymore, because humans are humans and everybody deserves an equal right. And we all came to this country from somewhere. We weren't all born here. Everybody came to this country from somewhere besides the native and Indian.
But the day he after he got inaugurated, but he started before then, he made sure that Elon Doge's plan was on point to try to destroy Black people and to make brown people too, to make sure that we don't have no kind of money, no kind of income. They don't want us to stay in their neighborhoods. They don't want us to have a nice car. Everything we try to build, they burn down or tear down, or they or they get the brown people and they just beat them to death and send them to another country. We don't deserve that. We don't deserve him.
No, you don't deserve him. No.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
None of us.
And Angry Army, I like what she said. If you want,
yeah, let's put that back up. Thank you, Andrea. I wanted to shout that one out. I don't know, August, if you can find that one. Yeah, you cannot bomb your way into a deal. 100%. These are the most incompetent, unserious people. Hexa thinks he's playing Call of Duty daily. Such a disgrace to the uniform and army. Wow. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so there's going to be more on that. We'll talk more about that maybe next week. We'll see. Keep an eye on it. So let's move to this story. I don't know if everyone has seen a little bit of this. Obviously, we live in California for Maureen and Mo, so
I've seen it.
We watch this pretty closely, but let's just play a little. I'm gonna play the whole thing, but let's just play a little bit of it.
Federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees, not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to find one. They're demanding records. They're abusing the grand jury process, digging through years and years of random documents. Donald Trump isn't just coming after me because of my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president, because he hates that I've consistently called him out over and over again for his lies and deceit. Donald Trump is simply the most corrupt president in American history.
Amen.
He's turned the levers of government into his own personal power ministries to reward cronies and to try to jail his opponents. His personal attorney now runs the Department of Justice, which has repeatedly gone after his political enemies. Ask Jerome Powell. Sent them after James Comey, Trish James, Adam Schiff. He sent them after Tim Walz, and a woman that a jury found Donald Trump had sexually abused. One by one, anyone who has challenged Donald Trump has ended up on his hit list. And today, I proudly join that list. After calling for my arrest last year, Donald Trump directed his Department of Justice to investigate me. And just in the last week, I've learned that his campaign has reached my own home to get me He's coming after my wife, Jen, a public servant, a woman who's dedicated her life to supporting women and girls, someone who has done nothing wrong other than having the temerity to advocate for what she believes in. If they can't intimidate me, they'll go after the mother of our children. Donald Trump picked the wrong target. We have nothing to hide. His political operatives can take.
I'm going to stop it there because that's the gist of it. They're now going after Newsom and his family. Of course, there's a lot of spin out there. We'll know this was a whistleblower. This was someone in California in the federal office there who are investigating wrongdoing based on this whistleblower. So it's like, what? How do you know?
Are you Californians? Do you think he has anything to hide? Do you think they're going to come out with some sensational stuff like Swalwell or any of the others, or do you think it's going to get through?
No, I don't think so.
No. The problem with this administration is they gather all these documents, but you don't know what the hell they do, what they say. They lie to grand juries. They fabricate. So it's really hard to know. It's really disgusting.
Trump has thin skin, and whatever you do, like even if you're a stranger in a parking lot and you see something derogatory towards him, he's going to try to find you and prosecute you because he can't take anything. Like, he thinks like he's the greatest person in the world, and his ego gets bruised in the mind. Like, I have a little kid that could go up to him and say, "Oh, I don't like you," and that kid's going to be serving 10 to 20. It's getting that ridiculous.
Gavin doesn't let the Cheeto rock him whatsoever. Hair stays in place always.
Yeah.
You will not get me back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very good.
That's a good one.
Yeah. He has great hair.
Yeah. But have you seen, I was going to save this for later, but have you seen pictures of him lately?
Oh,
It does not look well.
No.
The pictures lately.
Now, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you.
Oh my goodness.
Would you like
I don't know. So that's another story to keep our eye on. See what's happening there.
If Biden had continually fell asleep, I can't even fathom what would have been said about him. But he can fall asleep in front of everybody. No, he just napping, y'all. Let Grandpa nap.
Tapper wrote a book about it.
Everywhere, Andrea. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere.
He's a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's switch gears again. There's another kind of.
We're going to come back to the same thing. He's a disgrace.
Always has been.
Momo.
What'd she do?
Sorry.
All right. So here's another story. Kash Patel is back in the news. Let's listen to this.
The desire to create a slush fund to reward political loyalists doesn't appear to start and stop with Donald J. Trump. Shocking new reporting by MS Now's Ken Delanian finds that embattled FBI Director Kash Patel stands accused of using more than $1 million in taxpayer funds to reward the FBI agents who went after Patel's enemies and who covered up Kash Patel's misbehavior in office, weakening our nation's chief law enforcement agency in the process. Our Ken Delanian reports this about a letter that ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congressman Jamie Raskin, sent to Kash Patel. It reads, quote, "The letter says the money went to special agents serving on his director's advisory team, which Raskin's letter describes as, quote, a curated group of agents who are willing to carry out your unlawful partisan and personal orders. It went to agents on Patel's security detail, quote, circumventing the mandatory maximum pay caps established by statute, By issuing these side payments, your office may be knowingly breaking the federal law, the letter says. In some cases, nearly 8,000 payments have been made to multiple, nearly $8,000 payments have been made to multiple individuals every 2-week pay period, despite many of the beneficiaries of your selective generosity already maxing out on a federal employee's salary. The letter goes on to say it is unclear exactly how much each of the agents has received, but adds this, quote, "We can confirm that numerous loyalist employees have received at least 5 such payments in consecutive pay periods, amounting to nearly $40,000 per agent. We can also confirm you have depleted this reserve at such a frenzied rate that some of the payments have bounced back from exhausted accounts." Here's more from that stunning letter from Congressman Jamie Raskin. Quote, "We know the agents on your director's advisory team, perhaps better known as the Payback Squad, given their reported willingness to pursue political targets and overlook pesky legal obstacles like probable cause, have received a significant amount of these funds. These Payback Squad lieutenants have repaid your corrupt generosity by polygraphing FBI employees, including members of your security detail and information technology personnel suspected of not fully participating in the cover-up of your excessive drinking habits and erratic behavior, such as the famous episode in which you locked yourself out of your computer, panicked, and then told staff and allies that you had been fired. For their part, the agents on your security detail have also witnessed your indiscretions when joining you on date nights and bro trips alike. It is not clear whether these bonus payments have simply been a corrupt attempt to slide cash to friends, or whether they are also meant to ensure the silence of the agents who witnessed your inebriation and accompanying professional negligence and misconduct. Either way, these freelance awards appear to constitute gross mismanagement of public funds and an abuse of authority by the director's office. The FBI has not responded to MS Now's request for comment on Congressman Raskin's letter, but it is just the latest episode that raises new alarms about Kash Patel's conduct and willingness to upend the FBI for his personal purposes. Kash Patel has hollowed out the FBI. He has repeatedly fired agents in key security positions for political purposes, a series of purges which Ken Delanian has called, quote, without precedent in the modern history of the Bureau. Yet another member of the Trump administration weaponizing his position and putting Donald Trump's agenda and his own grievances ahead of our country's security is where we begin today with some of our favorite reporters and friends. The aforementioned Justice.
I'm going to stop there because that's basically the story.
I'm ready to re-elect Nixon.
Dig him up. After seeing this presidency, he was not that corrupt at all.
Wasn't nothing wrong with him.
Nope.
That we know.
Every level throughout.
Damn, she said dig him up.
Every level.
It's on, dig him up.
Dig him up.
Yeah, every level. Good Lord.
Worst cabinet I've ever seen. I don't think there's one qualified person on it.
I'm so disappointed in the Supreme Court. I told you, I mean, really, you do get speechless. You get speechless.
Well, it's surreal. It's just surreal.
Yeah, it is.
And it makes me, with all the just destruction of all of our institutions, are we going to be able to rebuild like the FBI? They were like the highest caliber, institution that upholds the law in our country. They were so highly regarded. Only the highest caliber people were selected for the FBI. And I don't know.
And what exactly is his rationale for gutting it?
Loyalists. They're all loyalists in there now. He cut all the agents who were on the investigations of Trump and anything around that. And this is, we talked about this. Let's see if I still have it. This is, to me, epitomizes what we're seeing in this caliber of law enforcement. You know, this little clip applies to just the police, but it says everything right here. And if you grew up in the 70s, you'll recognize this. If you didn't, you won't. But I love this clip.
Morning, Billy. You're illegally on Indian land. I'm sorry about that. I guess we just got caught up in the chase and crossed over without knowing it. You're a liar. We got the law here, Billy Jack. When policemen break the law, then there isn't any law. Just a fight for survival.
Mr. Posner, I got no authority on a federal Indian reservation.
Drop it or die. On this reservation, I am the law.
My
so
man.
I'll tell you this just once.
Love
Have your
Billy
men
Jack.
drop their guns and you can leave quietly.
You're making a mistake.
I've made them before. We got him outnumbered, Mr. Posner. You know me, Posner. You know my meaning.
Drop him.
But it's so appropriate. When policemen break the law, there isn't any law. Right? When our government breaks the law, there
And
is
a
no
wise woman told me that God looks high and he looks low, and this too shall pass. We're going to take over again. It's just what time and how much loss.
That's the key there, Andrea. How much loss, right? How much we are going to be so in debt by the time this is over.
But we're going to rebuild. We're going to rebuild, though.
Well, to August's point, we're going to seize all those ill-gotten gains, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
And how long will it take us to regain the trust of people around the world?
A long time. A very long time.
I would hope that they understand.
I disagree. I disagree. Go ahead, James, but after you.
I would just say I would hope that they just know this is an anomaly and we're kind of in a bad situation right now, as other countries have been in the past too. So hopefully there'll be more understanding when we try to get back to normalcy and back to NATO and back to world peace, true world peace. I don't know, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm not.
We elected him twice. That
Well, I would believe we did it the second time.
Well, that's a whole nother discussion. But I think that's where the lack of trust will come in. I agree with you. They know it's Trump. They know it's not the American.
Well, I think that's why Iran hasn't bombed any places. That's why we haven't had a September 11th. It's because they know it's not us.
I think
they are mad. He killed their parents. His parents, his sister, his brother-in-law. He killed them.
Yeah. Oh, you were going to say, August, you disagreed.
Oh, I disagree. I just feel that they know that once this regime is gone and we select and elect a much more fearless person, and I don't mean fearful, but a person that has heart, that wants this country to move forward, that trying to bring everybody back together again. And you may not be able to get MAGA, but it's okay because MAGA will be able to eat. Right now, MAGA is not eating. And they will realize that, hey, you know what? We could see where it was coming from.
Well, there's a whole new frontier, August, that's coming for the new administration, and that's AI and the power of AI and all of that's going to do, and the race to, how that's going to be contained. So we're going to have allies around the world just because it's so scary and it can be so destructive. I mean, forget about a nuclear weapon. I mean, They could, I mean, they could do so many other things with AI to just completely debilitate this country. It's scary. If you've ever read any of the stuff that's coming along, it's very scary to be anyway.
No, we have a lot to apologize for. We do. We have a lot of countries we need to apologize to.
Yes.
I don't say pay them money. No, because we don't have any money to give anymore. I think we definitely need to seize the money that they currently are appropriating. And from there, my other 2 points will be that we need to make sure that each and every one of us on November votes. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you vote MAGA. I'm not doing that. Okay? You need to vote for your children. You need to vote for yourself. You need to make sure that you can live another day. And the rate we're going, we're not going to live another day, folks. So think about it. Vote, vote, vote.
Thank you, August. That's
And buy
great.
your tickets early for the fundraiser. For when the ballroom is done, there's going to be the biggest gay pride ball that's going to be launched in that ballroom with the next administration. So
that ballroom won't be good. So stop it.
Sign up for your tickets now.
All right. So quickly, midterm watch. Just some key updates. In Georgia, we have Mike Collins against John Ossoff coming up there. Governor Rick Jackson wins GOP runoff, right? Trump-backed Burt Jones was defeated. So these are the little things that we keep having to look at, right? These are the key wins because a Trump-endorsed candidate did not win. Alabama Senate, Barry Moore, Trump-backed Barry Moore did win this one, so we lost one, but they won one. And then, of course, California, we have Aisha Wahab, who advances for the special election to replace Eric Swalwell. Just as a reminder, that's Swalwell's seat. So keep an eye on that. We already know about Kim Paxton, and Tallarico's our guy there. Iowa governor race toss-up. So we have Democrat Rob Sand facing Republican Zach Land in a race now rated a toss-up there. So these are just some updates of what's going on in the midterms. We have to keep our eye on the ball. Eye on the ball. And as August said, vote, 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 vote. Okay, so a couple of just small things before we get to August on the move. The Obama Center is opening, right? Did y'all hear that after Trump had to cancel the concert when most of the artists bailed out on him? Obama had Stevie Wonder, Bruce Springsteen, Bono, The Edge, Christina Aguilera.
Jennifer Hudson, John Legend, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah. So
he said you can have Friday. I'll take Thursday. The other thing is they're going to have to start over with the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that we know.
They're no longer credible.
That we know. Let me just put up a couple images here, kind of just a quick news updates. We'll get to August on the move, and if we have time after that, we're going to talk about the opening of the Obama Center. So these memes have been going around. First it was, Biden, Obama, reflection pool before and after. And Trump. And of course they were all altered, right? The problem is this one on the right is not altered. This is what the reflection pool actually looks like because people have been going there and taping and video and recording and looking at all the algae that is now in this pool.
They said everything Trump touches dies.
Why just leave it? Why can't you just leave it alone?
Look at it. Atlantic City is thriving. It's a world destination.
He could have gave them $14 million to the needy.
Yeah, exactly. Did you all see this? CBS Propaganda was forced to pay a fine after Stephen Colbert played an unlicensed song from Peanuts during his final show. The owner of Peanuts donated that find to hero Jeff Jose Andres' amazing World Central Kitchen. Yes.
I love
A beautiful
Steven.
final fuck you from Colbert. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
I love World Central.
Yeah. Last but not least, Sean Penn reportedly directing a movie about January 6th. I definitely want to keep an eye on this. It's reported that Bradley Cooper is on board, and it will be focused around the character of Michael Fanone, who we all know and love.
Yeah.
So this will be, I hope he does it. I hope they go through with it. I hope they get the funding and everything. So that'll be something to watch for.
So did you see Spielberg?
I was telling everybody before I didn't get to go. I had, this day I had the time. Okay, I'm going now, and then something comes up.
I haven't been there, so I'm going.
I'm going too. If Saturday is, if I can't get there before Saturday, I'm definitely going Saturday. So thank you, Andrea. But we love Spielberg, so we're back to that. Let's see. Did I have anything else? No. Let's get to August on the Move. August.
Hey, beautiful people. Thank you. You know what? I wanted to ask you, do you really know what this Friday is? So we're going to set you up so you get to understand exactly what this Friday is about. Thursday is Knicks Day. And if you're not a Knicks fan, that's okay. One day we'll win you over. But with that said, let's talk about Juneteenth is this Friday. And I just want to really begin our Juneteenth celebration by anchoring everybody on this story. Let's begin.
The story of Juneteenth starts on June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Act ended slavery in Confederate states. Major General Gordon Granger and Union soldiers delivered the news that slavery had ended to 250,000 people who were still enslaved in Texas. Black Americans celebrated. Freedom brought huge progress in the years after the war. Literacy rates jumped 70% in the subsequent 40 years, and 22 Black Americans were elected to federal government. But when Reconstruction ended in 1877, attempts to build communities were met with violent attempts to restore the power imbalance of the pre-civil rights years. Throughout the 1900s, Juneteenth celebrations continued, highlighting advancements within the family and community and honoring ancestors. In 2016, Opal Lee, an activist in Fort Worth, Texas, set out to make Juneteenth an official holiday by walking from her home in Texas to Washington, D.C. She reached Washington by walking 2.5 miles a day, representing the number of years it took for news of emancipation to reach Texas. In 2021, Lee's campaign was successful. President Biden signed legislation making Juneteenth a federal holiday. Today, Juneteenth is an opportunity to celebrate Black Americans' contribution to American culture and honor the continuing quest for freedom, justice, and equality. The story of Juneteenth starts on June.
So with that said, hopefully you guys got a little insight into what Juneteenth is about. Hey panel, talk back to me. What will you be doing this Friday other than being on the round table? How will you celebrate Juneteenth? Andrea?
Well, I'm going to be thankful for one thing, and I'm going to be sending up prayers to all of those we lost during that time, and to wait 2.5 years after, we were free to even know it. This is a time, maybe go down to Galveston, where they came. So,
will anyone else like to jump in?
Reflection, and just see how we can change the future. We're still kind of in that. We are in that struggle.
Absolutely.
Everyone is 100% free but equal, and I think that we need to really reflect on what has happened back then and what we're going through now.
Makes sense. Anyone else? Momo?
Not quite sure yet what we're going to be doing because we're kind of combining Juneteenth, Father's Day, wrapping it all up in a weekend. So stay tuned.
That's a great bow. Let me know what color it'll be. Anyone else would like to, before I go to the next story? Well,
I'm lighting a candle, and there's a soul food restaurant that a couple of us are wanting to go to. So
that
we're
sounds
hopeful
positive.
Hopefully we can get the reservation. Connie is working on it right now for us.
Okay, that sounds positive. Connie, work it out. All right. The next story I would like to bring to you, I'm pretty sure you guys will never remember this, but if you remember the Little Rascals, you probably will remember this young man. We just want to feature some of our legends that really don't get that highlight. I'll let the story go for you.
Ernest Morrison, also known as Sunshine Sammy, Hollywood's first black child film star. Ernest Frederick Morrison was the first black child movie star signed to a long-term contract and is most famous for his role in the Our Gang Little Rascals series. Morrison was born on December 20th, 1912, to Louise and Joseph Ernest Morrison in New Orleans, Louisiana. Morrison made his film debut while still an infant. His father worked for a wealthy Los Angeles family that had connections in the film industry, and one day a producer who was an acquaintance of his father needed a baby for a scene and asked him to bring Ernest as a replacement for a child who wasn't working out. Morrison pulled off the job like a trooper, and his career was born. He made his unofficial movie debut, filling in for another child that would not stop crying. He was given the nickname Sunshine by the crew. His father would later add Sammy to the moniker. Morrison made his official movie debut in 1916 in The Soul of a Child at age 3. From 1917 to 1922, Morrison appeared in a series of silent films alongside then-child actor Marie Osborne called the Baby Marie Osborne series. Film producer Hal Roach had originally planned on giving him his own series, but after only one segment, the Sunshine Sammy series fell through pretty quickly. The idea stuck, though, and it's thought that Hal Roach took the concept and recreated his idea in a series called Hal Roach's Rascals, Our Gang, with some credit going to his wife, who was so impressed with Morrison that she told her husband that he needed to get him under contract. Morrison's father did sign, and in 1919, at just 7 years old, Ernest Morrison was the first black child movie star signed to a long-term contract. He became the first African-American actor to be signed to a long-term contract with comedy film producer Hal Roach. Morrison made his debut as Booker T. Bacon in the 1922 debut short of the series called One Terrible Day. As the oldest member of the cast, Morrison was paid $10,000 a year, equivalent to $186,950 in today's currency, making him the highest paid black actor in Hollywood at the time. Morrison appeared in 28 episodes of The Little Rascals between 1922 and 1924. He remained with the show until 1924, when he was 12 years old. When The Little Rascals made it to the big screen, the idea of a group of friends that included both black and white children was revolutionary. Given the climate of the United States at the time and the fact that Our Gang premiered amid the surging popularity of the KKK and race riots, it's shocking that a diverse cast made it to the screen. Roach wasn't making a political statement, but he was also unconventional and didn't think that there was anything wrong with black and white children playing together. The Little Rascals is filled with characters depicting painful stereotypes, but the series was seen on movie screens just a few years after the derogatory film Birth of a Nation, and even though characters were now offensive stereotypes, it was, at the time, seen as a more favorable depiction of black characters. As it turns out, Sunshine Sammy, Farina, Stymie, and even Buckwheat for a minute or so were young black boys with starring roles in Hollywood and among the most popular performers of their time. There weren't very many blacks of any age getting any sort of featured screen time back then, at least not in the roles that didn't demean the black race. Thus, these young people were heralded in the black press and even by the NAACP as being some of the leading examples of blackness, well before any of them were old enough to drive. Ernest Morrison, along with the other 3 black boys of the Our Gang series, were the principal Black characters throughout the 20th century. The Our Gang film series had a 20-year run. The Black community treated them like rock stars. The Our Gang troupe was integrated from day one, and the kids treated each other as equals on screen and on the movie set as well. However, the roles the Black kids held often played into minstrelly rooted stereotypes. Black audiences of the time seemed to be generally pleased with Our Gang, overlooking some of the more problematic individual scenes in favor of the overall concept of Black and white children playing together. In particular, Ernest Morrison and the actor that played Farina were held up as role models, both for young children across the country and for the Black race as a whole. Throughout the years, as the story moved into the 1950s and the 1960s, Black audiences became more offended by the cringeworthy bits than comforted by the cutesy premise. Many were offended that some of the scenes most suggestive of minstrel characters would be edited out of the syndication package. Ernest Morrison was the oldest member of the original comedy gang. He appeared in 28 episodes between 1922 and 1924 before accepting an offer to perform full-time in New York vaudeville shows. In 1924, Morrison, at the age of 22, married Annette Maccabee, but the couple divorced in 1936. For the next few years, Morrison performed in vaudeville shows and toured abroad before returning to the screen in 1940. After living and performing for 16 years in New York, Morrison returned to Los Angeles, where he was cast in the series by producers in Los Angeles called The Dead End East Side Kids, and played a character called Scrunno for the next 3 years. Scrunno was the only Black member of the gang and had as many lines as the other members of the cast. After leaving the series,
What happened?
The sound went away.
Sound went off. August. There. Uh-oh. Oh. Are you still there? Okay. Well, I'll wait for her to come back. All right.
No,
there
it
she is.
is. I'm right here. But anyway, please straighten your crown, because good things have come out of the hard work that we have put in. Also, last but not least, I just only wanted to share with you.
August, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but maybe they don't want us to tell this story. But regardless of the fact, I just only wanted to quickly share with you this quick thing that I think we've been highlighting fathers, and I just want to bring this dad to the stage with his son. And we say thank you. Thank you for all the hard work that they both have put in.
45 points. You know, life is not perfect, but there are perfect moments. And there's one right there.
Now that's a moment. Enjoy your fathers, whether they're here or not. Thank you. Back over to you, Kim.
All right. Thank you, August. Let's, I have a couple little clips to play. I'm going to start with Andrea's Funny for this week or for Wednesday.
Nice night out. Whoa, look at this. There's your woman right there talking to another man. You stay here. I'll take care of this for you.
No. Come back over here. Easy. That's her husband. No.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Andrea.
Don't you go over there.
Oh my goodness. All right. I ran across this. I was listening to a little Robert De Niro at this event, and then Julia Roberts as well. And I loved what she had to say. So I thought this would be great to share today. It's a reminder.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Hi. I don't know about you guys, but my heart is beating really fast right now. And I would just like to take a moment together. Let's all just put our phones down for just a second. You can pick them back up in a minute. They will survive without you. But do this for me. Just put your hand on your beating heart and just close your eyes. And just take a really deep breath in and breathe in all that hope, all that love. Just breathe out all that fear. Just let it all go.
Let's all join her.
And that is the power that we all have together. So just keep doing that, because that's a critical piece to this puzzle. And it's a critical piece to continuing the fight that exhausts all of us. We all feel like, I can't turn the news on. I don't want to hear it. But we have to hear it. We have to face it. But if we keep inhaling and exhaling, we will prevail. This I know for sure.
I loved that. So I wanted to share that with everybody.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Yep. Yeah, just take a deep breath. I love that. Breathe in the hope. Exhale all the fear.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. And with that, I want to say thank you to everybody who joined us today. Thank you to the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the conversations.
Can you put up a Jazzy class comment before we go?
Of course.
About her dad.
That looks like the ocean.
It is the one about her dad. And,
oh yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jazzy. Yeah. All right. We will be back on Friday. Please join us for our roundtable, where we will have different topics from different members of the panel. And again, thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you Friday.
We tried it.
Good to each other.
We the people unite.